Welcome everyone to Afternoons with Ash. Today we are diving into the heart of Bremerton's Charleston Business District, a place not only rich in history but also full of new energy and revitalization. The district is home to some amazing local businesses, and its transformation has been driven by the dedication of the community and leaders who believe in its potential. As we prepare for this year's exciting Calloween event, a joint effort between the Callow Business District and Doc Loves the Kids, we'll be talking about how this event is in its inaugural year and serves to bring people together, celebrating local business, creating fun and safe spaces for families, and shining a light on what makes this district so special. Joining me today are two remarkable individuals, Jim Cline, the current president of the Callow Business District, and Reama Bubbles, owner of Spread Supplies and the coordinator of Calloween. These two leaders are passionate about community building and have played key roles in the district's ongoing revival, and we'll be discussing the impacts of events like Calloween on the district and how businesses, both established and emerging, are contributing to the vibrant culture on Callow. Ladies and gentlemen, the Callow Business District is on a path of growth and revitalization, and today we're going to see just how far they've come and what lies ahead for this vital part of Bremerton. So whether you're local to the area or just tuning in, you're about to hear the incredible story of a community that comes together to support one another, grow, and create its own unique ways to celebrate our collective culture. Jim Cline, president of the Charleston Business District. Reama Bubbles, coordinator, Calloween, and for the Charleston Business District. Welcome to the show today, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a real honor. I'm really excited about all of the interesting stuff that you guys have been doing. I used to have a small business down on Callow. It did not survive, unfortunately, but probably because I did not have the help of people like you who are out down there like doing so much work. And as we know, we've got Calloween coming up. It's a huge event for the public to come out to, be part of. It's free. There's going to be candy. There's going to be some zombies. There's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. And it brings me a lot of joy to be part of it and to have you guys here with us sharing the incredible story of what you guys have put together. So, the first thing I would love to talk about is the Charleston Business District. Why don't you guys give us a brief overview of your roles, what you do, and the story of this wonderful organization and how we've gotten here today.
You should start.
Great, I'll start with you. This is Jim Cline, the president of Charleston Business District. And the Business District in its current iteration has been meeting regularly for about 3 years. And to go back to what you were saying about having your own business there, you were probably feeling isolated and alone having a small business. But as one of my mentors said, just because you own a business doesn't mean you have to do it alone. So we are banded together to support one another and network and amplify our collective voices. Charleston is the original shopping area, the original downtown. And it was established in 1903 when the post office was put there. And then in 1927, it was incorporated into Bremerton. So it's actually a city older than Bremerton. And we have our own voice, we have our own perspective. And when you come to Charleston, you'll see that it's quirky and beautiful like all of Bremerton, but we have our own thing happening down there.
And there's something that you speak to there, when Charleston was incorporated into Bremerton, and you actually sent me a lovely article about some of the complaints of the gentleman's business, the Charleston Gentlemen's District, I think is what they called it at the time. But a lot of their complaints in 1903 were the same complaints that we're hearing today that brought to life this wonderful initiative that you guys have taken on. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about why it's so important that we have a business district down on Callow Avenue.
There's over 50 small businesses in Charleston, and a lot of us have brick and mortar stores and some don't, but it's, especially in the modern day, it can be challenging to get your brand, your business in front of people. But when we support each other. We share on social media one another's posts. We act as a network and a community. That shares much farther than just my singular voice. I would never be able to have the reach for my store, Spread Supplies, if I wasn't partnered with such other strong business leaders.
Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I was just going to say that I met Reama before she actually had opened her store, and right away I could see that there was something special there. And she has taken on such a leadership role. It's like we were probably on fire before as a group of between 20 and 40 people. But Reama coming on board, it's like she's built all these relationships with the other merchants and keeps coming up with new ideas and make sure that everything happens like Calloween. And it's just phenomenal what happens when you get, as you've said, Ash, people who are passionate and who have perseverance, what can happen. But the important thing is she understands that being both a mentor and a mentee, how important it is to have relationships that extend beyond the front door of your store. And she really has exhibited that, whether it's joining the Rotary Club, which I didn't have to work very hard to drag her into that. But, and all the presentations that she's done, I was lucky that she has such a great memory on history. We did a talk at the Kitsap History Museum on the way Callow had been. I grew up on Callow, as a matter of fact, the way it is now and the future. And it's just really unique because Callow, or in the Charleston Business District, is Bremerton's second downtown, and it is also listed as a district center. And a district center means that it serves not just the community, but it extends out beyond the community. And you can see that probably as we talk more about all of the things that have been happening there. So Reama is just a great example of what's happening. And I'm anxious to tell you about all the other incredible people that make the area so special.
So Jim, let's talk a little bit about the energy that has been brought to the Charleston Business District. Why don't you tell me a little bit about some of the other members and some of this new energy that we've brought in and how it brought us to Calloween, because I know that this Calloween event that's coming up was also co-sponsored with Doc Loves the Kids.
Right.
And I'm really interested in finding out how that came about and why it's so important for events like this to have this community bonding that's taking place. Tell me a little bit about the Charleston Business District, the other folks that are involved, some of the businesses, and then why don't we talk a little bit about Calloween?
Okay. When I first retired from retail and moved back here about 6 years ago, probably took me a year to get used to returning. And about 3.5 years ago, I knew I wanted to get back involved in the community. When I was here before, I was involved in the Kiwanis Club in Central Kitsap, and thought I'd either join a chamber or do something like that. And there was a meeting notice about the Charleston Business District, and I went to a meeting at Unique Experience and met Faye and Ron Fleemaster, who just are just phenomenally special people. They're kind. They had a vision. She's been a part of the community for a long time. She was on the Planning Commission. She served as a city council person. And they kind of had a loose-knit group of about maybe 15 people. And they were all really friendly, really anxious to have more people join in their operation. And I thought with my retail background, maybe I could offer them some assistance. And when you look at some of the other spark plugs we have besides Reama, a lot of that's pretty easy because you have McGavin's Bakery with the Sheldon family right next door to Unique Experience. Then you have Danielle Rimbert, who 3 years ago had just recently opened her spot. And then we had, Discordia Games. He would come to the meetings, and a number of people who lived in the area. So, and our city council person, Michael Goodnow. So you had this small core of people that said, hey, we want to put the fun back into Charleston, make it someplace where people can gather. And from there, the rest has just been one step at a time and one building of kind of a cohesive community to change what it was like to what it is today and what the future can bring.
And when we speak of revitalization, I think, the real thought that comes to mind is energy, like you said, spark plugs.
Yeah.
And I don't think there could have been a better choice than to get involved with the energy of Doc Loves the Kids.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A local nonprofit. They do a lot of work in our community. I've been deeply involved with them. So, it just brings me so much joy to be able to discuss that as an aspect of Calloween. Tell me about that intersection. How did that come about?
Well, we're both Rotarians.
Yeah.
And Doc's a Rotarian. And that, for me, means we love to serve our community and we love to bring people together and build better friendships.
Yeah.
So when we were stirring up this idea of Calloween, I mentioned it to Doc and he said, oh, done. I definitely want to be involved. It was not even a sell. It was just, he's just so enthusiastic about it because it has everything that he loves. It has stuff for the kids. It has fun. It's for the community. And on our end, it's fun and for the community and also to build our district brand and to get the names out about our small businesses that are down there too. It's a perfect matchup.
Why don't you guys tell me about some of the spooky surprises? I mean, you can't give it all away. But, if you're afraid of clowns, should you be avoiding Calloween? Is it Clownoween? What do my viewers need to know? Spiders? What can they expect? Eyeballs?
I think that it really is up to each individual business. So the overall concept is that we're closing down Callow from 9th to 6th.
Closing it down.
We're closing it down. And thanks to American Northwest Recycling, they're bringing some old rusty cars down to Callow.
Okay.
And which continues the theme. If you're familiar with Bremerton history, you might know that Charleston used to be the place to buy your car. And now it's your place to get your car repaired. And we have Cars on Callow every summer.
Yeah.
It's a theme. And so this will also feature cars. There'll be some rusty cars in the street and they'll be lit. It's going to be a very spooky street. All the storefronts will be decorated for Halloween, passing out candy. There'll be face painting, photo booths in a few businesses. Spooky stories in spread supplies told by my friend Dina Taylor, who is a podcaster on Bremalore. If you haven't checked out that podcast, I highly recommend it. It's all the quirky, weird facts about Bremerton that you didn't know you want to know.
Bremalore.
Bremalore, yeah. What else will be there?
Oh my goodness.
I know there's so many things. There'll be a big main entrance off the parking lot. At Kitsap Transit parking lot, the Gateway Center. If you park there, you can walk in through Moments, which is on the next block of Callow between Burwell and 6th. She's going to have a huge entrance there, partnering with some neighboring businesses. Then you walk in through there. Her place is going to be haunted and spooky. Then you can cross the street, go into the laundromat, walk out, wander through that part of the area. And then there'll be a DJ when you get to the corner at 6th and Callow. And Cakewalk will be there. Danielle Rimbert at Rimbert Illustration will have another spooky thing set up. Last year she did like a indoor haunted house.
Yeah.
It'll be similar to that as well. And just a lot of fun for the kids. I'm imagining just lots of screams, hopefully, lots of laughter, and neighbors getting eye contact with other neighbors. I think it's essential.
This event is obviously so dear to you guys, and I think it's so important that the community is aware that it's happening and that folks, get a chance to come down and see what not just our current Callow is all about, but get a glimpse at what the future of Callow could be. In regards to the Charleston Business District and how our public and the world sees Callow, how would you describe it in the future? I mean, I know that with the Quincy Square project, downtown Bremerton has been considered the arts district for some time, but I feel like Callow also holds an equal representation of being an artistic district of its own. Could you guys speak to me a little bit about that and how we can get the community to view this vital area of our commerce here in Bremerton?
Yeah, I can. Let me back up on that because downtown Bremerton actually has a designation as a creative district, which is kind of an arts district, and that's a state sponsored or state authorized district. And the only reason that we were probably not included was the distance between downtown and Callow, which is right at 1 mile. There is a couple of other communities within the state where they've allowed those districts to be in more than one area. Port Townsend's a perfect example of that, where they have the uptown, they have Fort Worden, and then the downtown. So we're going to work on that. It's certainly in our future. But as far as are we an arts district, I don't know if you had a chance to see the latest art installation that Danielle brought in, but there was that was only shown in 2 locations in the entire state, Seattle being one and Danielle's store being the other.
And she had it first. Not to
Yeah.
interrupt you, Jim, but Danielle brought it to Bremerton first, and then it's going to Seattle to be seen in King County.
And from what I understand, it's just had rave reviews. But even with Moments, Spread Supplies, Rim Bearer Illustration, and even the folks down at McGavin's,
Yes.
we could say that there is this spirit of art and creativity that lives there that I feel like has been largely ignored. And, I was very fortunate to be there for the Cars on Callow event. We all walked across the new crosswalk
Right.
that you guys got installed there. But it struck me that not even a block away from that same crosswalk where we were all trying to, and I saw Greg Wheeler doing it himself, where we were trying to replicate crossing the Abbey Road. There's actually a wonderful mural, not even a block away from there, of that moment in history.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of folks realize as they were taking their shoes off to walk across the street that that the moment that they were trying to portray in life is actually a deep part of Callow history right there, and kind of ignored because it's just been used as almost a parking lot for years. But this is right in the heart of where Calloween is taking place. And I think as a person who's lived there myself and dreamt of bigger things, I think a state designation for this wonderful area that we have is so vitally important to making sure that it's preserved and that it continues to grow, and that the spirit of the community that has evolved there also continues to grow. So I really applaud you guys for the work that you're doing right now to get that to happen. And I hope that anybody who's watching this at home would get involved with this initiative as well, because it's not a different city any longer, although that may be the history, and though it may have its own unique community and culture, it's still a greater part of the heart that we call Bremerton, and it should not be neglected, right? Tell me about the future of the Charleston Business District.
Well, actually, nobody listen to this. This is a secret. We're working on a project, thanks to Reama, called Callow Lights. And Callow Lights is kind of a multifaceted thing, but it's going to start out with the former Elmo's sign. We're working on getting it installed on the side of Typewriter Fever to start an outdoor sign history of the Callow area and beyond.
And all of Bremerton.
Yeah,
And
because you found something else, didn't you?
I in preparing for the talk at the History Museum earlier this year,
Yep.
I found a quote by Patty Egger, who grew up in the area in the 40s and 50s, and she described Charleston as looking like Hollywood. And I just can't get the imagery out of my mind where all the signs are lit. Everything is functioning like it did 80 years ago, and the street lights are on and it's vibrant down there, and we're getting to the time of the year where, I mean, sunset is before 7 o'clock now. So we need to think about how are we going to keep the area vibrant even when the sun is down. And so imagining all the signs being lit is a huge part of it, and we are, like you said, working on getting the Elmo's sign, which Elmo's was in Charleston for 50 years. We're an established part of that business district, and we're moving their sign over to the side of Typewriter Fever. And because of connections in the community, the History Museum reached out, and they have some options for us too, for more signs to put down there.
Yes.
And just building more community partnerships to get this going. Because if we can get more lit, repaired signs on the side of that building, then we can start focusing on the signs for the businesses that are existing. We can start the capital project to get more street lights and luminaries. As Councilmember Anna Mockler reminds us, they're called luminaries.
Yep.
And it's a lot of learning and a lot of doing at the same time, but there's a lot of us and we have a lot of energy to do it. We're working together. It feels really exciting to have so much partnership.
I'm hearing Bremerton Neon District.
Oh,
Yes.
that'd be great. Although they no longer, we were lucky that we had Randy Hansen from Hansen Sign come down. He was so gracious. We walked the whole 2 blocks that we primarily were looking at, and he's going to be a real asset on that first secret that we just gave out. The next secret is, it's funny you talked about the Abbey Road, because when I was down there and I looked at the sign, and I got Mayor Wheeler and a couple other people, including Ron from Unique Experience, to stage that going across. I don't think I've seen the mayor that happy since he's been reelected. He just was like a little kid having a good time. So once that project is done, we're waiting for the lights. There's a little bit of a delay on that for the crosswalk. And that whole project was really dynamic. That we had talked with the city about a year ago about fixing the crosswalk. And then when they came out to kind of look at finally designing it, they said the city actually recommended that we move it down about 80 feet, which is what they've done. And then they're going to have flashing solar-powered signs on each side to make it a safer crossing. And we're going to celebrate with the city because the city has just been a great partner in a lot of these redevelopment small projects that haven't cost a lot of money. And that crosswalk is a great example of that. You've been down there, Ash, and seen the planters. The Rotary donated the trees. And then Joyce Oswald, if you're familiar with her, she brought a group down to plant flowers in the planters, and we have merchants that are taking care of the watering. We went from like 3 planters to now we have 13, and it all kind of fits together in making that such a special, revitalized shopping district.
Gosh, you make it sound so wonderful, Jim, but I know you guys are going to be turning it to a hell on earth in a week or two.
We're going to be doing our best.
So we're going to be revitalizing the revitalization at the end of October.
October 26th.
October 26th.
Yes, 5 to 10 p.m.
Is there anything special that anyone needs to know before heading out? I mean, obviously, all the good rules apply. Make sure kids aren't eating unopened or already open candy. Bring some flashlights. Make yourself visible. What other things do we want the public to know quickly before they come out to Calloween?
I think right now the main thing is find the Facebook event or the event on my website, spreadsupplies.com, and sign up to volunteer, to sponsor the event, to help us set up, clean up. There's a lot of things that need to be done, and we only have 2 hands each. So we need more hands and more people involved to make this event a success. And we're calling on our community members to show up and help us throw a big party for each other.
Calling on community members to show up and throw a big party. That's what the viewers at Afternoons with Ash Black are all about. Thank you so much for being here today and talking to me about Calloween and the Charleston Business District. Everything that you guys are doing there is definitely close to my heart, and I really look forward to seeing the changes that take place, and you know, just commending you guys on the changes that have already happened down there. You've done tremendous work, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This was fun.
And anytime you want to meet for coffee, we'll go to Cafe Corvo, which is the best.
We just dropped another name, Cafe Corvo.
They're worth it. And they do art too in there. So it's really kind of spread across the whole area. And even across the street, the carpenter's shop, that's the only store on the peninsula that restores furniture.
Okay.
So it all fits together.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you. You've excited us. We're ready to go back to work.
As we wrap up today's episode, I want to take a moment to reflect on the power of community and revitalization. The Calloween Business District is more than just a collection of businesses. It's a part of Bremerton's history and its future. Through events like Calloween, we see how much can be accomplished when local leaders, business owners, and community members come together with a shared vision. Jim Cline, as president of the Charleston Business District, has been instrumental in driving this transformation. And Reama Bubbles, with her creativity and passion through Spread Supplies, is helping to shape Callow's future. They're not just revitalizing storefronts, they're building a community that supports creativity, inclusivity, and growth. Mm-hmm. A special thank you today to Doc Loves the Kids, whose partnership and contributions have made Calloween possible. Doc Loves the Kids' commitment to supporting and uplifting the youth of Kitsap County is invaluable, and their work continues to inspire and strengthen our community. I encourage everyone to get involved by supporting them. Doc Loves the Kids and their ongoing efforts through the Kitsap Community Foundation, whether it's through donations, volunteering, or simply spreading the word. Your support will always make a difference. If you're interested in getting involved with the Charleston Business District, now is the perfect time. From volunteering at community events to shopping local and supporting these businesses, there are countless ways to make an impact and contribute to this revitalization of a historic area. Thank you again to Jim Cline and Reama for sharing their stories and passion with us today. I'm excited to see what the future holds for the Callow area and the Charleston Business District. And I know that with leaders like Jim and Reama, it's only going to get better from here. Thank you for watching Afternoons with Ash Black. I will see you next time. You can find all of our episodes on our YouTube channel and catch the live broadcasts on BCAT, as well as all the extras at Afternoons with Ash Black on Facebook. Thank you.